So we're gonna do Havdalah. Normally, when I've done Havdalah in the past on videos, like we're at somebody's house and it's the end of Shabbos. Shabbat's over, and my wife or somebody, mostly my wife will bring out a camera and just to really savor the moment. But this time, I want to really kind of like explain a little bit about Havdalah. Like, why do we do Havdalah on a deep level, on a Kabbalistic level? All the information that I'm sharing is mostly out of the Zohar. So this idea of Havdalah, right? What is the purpose of Havdalah? What is it here to do? So normally the traditional response is Havdalah is a sanctification of the end of Shabbat, right? God tells us to make the Shabbat holy, to sanctify it. So if we can learn out that we should sanctify it going in, we should probably sanctify it going out, right? That's kind of like the logic of the Mepharshim. And so, but it's something much more deeper than that, right? So the Zohar says that in the beginning of creation, right? In the beginning of creation, that on the sixth day of creation, God created beast. On the first part of the sixth day of creation, on the second part of creation, man was created. And so man was created, and it was like all these souls, if you could imagine, the souls and all these souls that were being created. Not saying every soul was going to be manifested at that time, but souls were being created, right? And so what happened was that when Adam and Chava, were in the Garden of Eden, right, in Gan Eden, they ate from the Eitz Hadas, right? The tree of good and bad, right? They ate from it. And when that happened, they unleashed a powerful dark energy in the whole world, a darkness that the world has never seen. So what happened is that as these other souls are being created, all the souls were being created the whole time, that these souls that were being created that were not fully completed yet became influenced by this dark energy that was coming from the Eitz Hadas, right? That's the tree of knowledge. And so that dark energy that came into this world created what we know as demons, right? It's even like, scary even talking about this before, we do Havdalah, but they're demons that were created. And so these demons that were being created, because there was these souls that were falling under this power of the tree of knowledge, which is negative, right? And that force in the world was taking these souls and completing their completion, right? So there's souls that are fully completed. Those are what we know as humans. There's the souls that are partially human or have this aspect of life, but are completed or infused or are expressed by this dark energy, and this is why they're called demons. So this energy is taking over the world. Demons are being created. They're like formulating, they're organizing themselves, and they want to take over this world that they're seeing. They want to take over the whole thing. This is what they want to do. And so as they get to this point of, like, say, you could say like the 49th level, right? They get to this point where they're about to take over everything. Hashem takes the Etz HaChaim, the tree of life, and he takes the tree of life and he puts the tree of life on top of the tree of the Eitz Hadas. And so now Hashem brought this powerful energy of light into this world. It's powerful energy of light and goodness. And this is the energy of Shabbat. The energy of Shabbat is this powerful energy that was awoken towards the end of the sixth day of creation because these dark forces were trying to take over the world, because Adam and Chava unleashed this power of darkness in the world as God's creating souls, and they created all these demons. And so as these as it gets so strong and powerful, what happens? God brings in total goodness. And this goodness is the seventh day of creation, where God ceased to create and build and only bestowed the world of goodness. This day was blessed according to the Torah, Doraisa, right? This seventh day is blessed. What does that mean? That it was fully given this koach, this strength of goodness and positivity, of tranquility, of peace. And so this power of the light was so big and so powerful that those demonic forces had to run away and hide, and they became small, and they didn't have any power. They were basically like it's like, like people who have like Baruch Hashem, thank God, where me and my wife live, we don't have such things. But there's people, they have insects, right? You have insects, and these insects, like whether they're roaches or whatever they are, they come out when the sun when the light's out, right? It's totally dark. They're running around. Soon as you turn on that light, they run away, and they go and hide back to where they came from, right? This is the seventh day. Those demons that had all this power on the seventh day, on the sixth day, when the seventh day came in, they hid. Their power reduced. They would shrink. They were nothing. They're nobody. So this whole process of them shrinking, in essence, being nothing, right, is response to the power and the goodness of Shabbat. So as Shabbat ends, there's a lot of things that are going on. But as Shabbat ends, these demons start to get this koach. They start to get this koach, this strength, and they're coming back, and they want to take out Am Israel. They want to get all the goodness out of the world, and they want it to be dark again, and they want it to have this power, right? This is what they want to do. So what did Hashem give us to protect us from that? Havdalah. This is the separation between the holiness and the mundane, right? The separation between the right information and the wrong information. Where does the wrong information come from? The demons. Where does the negativity come from? The Satan. So Hashem is giving us a mechitza. He's giving us a boundary, a dynamic that separates us from the darkness. And so that's what we're about to do with Havdalah, right? So there's 3 brachas that we do. So you got to keep in mind, when we're saying these things, like we start off saying, like I start off, I say, Kol Yeshuato, right? I start off, and it says, the cup of salvation I will raise upon the name of Hashem, and I will call out. That's what we started it with, and then we start begging Hashem to save us. We beg Hashem to give us success. We ask Hashem to give success to all of our people, to everything that's connected to them. We bring Pesukim. Why? Because we want protection from the dark forces that we're going to be faced with, that are coming out of the woodworks. To come and destroy Israel, right? And they use people, they use ideas, they use all types of things to affect us in a negative way. So we do 3 brachot, 3 specific brachot, and we do a bracha on wine, which is the sanctification of Shabbat, the sanctification of the end of Shabbat. And then we have this idea of bisamim, where we smell things. So during Shabbat, we receive an extra soul, right? We receive an extra soul, and as the Torah tells us, Hashem communicates with us in terms of on a neshama level through our nostrils, right? The Midrash tells us that God blew a soul into the Adam's nostrils, right? So this idea of doing Shabbat, we gain an extra soul. It's a nefesh chaya, right? Well, actually, let me say I've said that wrong. Forgive me. On Shabbat, we receive the neshama of Shabbat, specifically the neshama of Shabbat, which is a specific soul that comes and allows us to elevate ourselves to the highest levels, to get all the goodness and all the positivity that Hashem has for us on this day. We get with that extra soul. It's like an elevator. It allows us to elevate to this very high level. And then, so after Shabbat, the soul goes. Some people get sad. So when we sense the incense, when we smell the sense that we smell allows us to bring a nefesh chaya, which is the living soul, which is the Torah says the nefesh chaya, and it's connected to days of creation and the birds and being able to fly from the heavens to the earth, the whole thing. This is the level we can achieve by through the Torah. So we receive this nefesh chaya for the whole week right now by utilizing the sense to inhale, and by that we draw the soul. I know it sounds weird, but hey, this is what the Torah says, and it's there, and this is how we're all alive, okay? And then the last point, and I think is the most phenomenal, is that we have this dynamic of fire. So fire is generally connected to Adam Rishon after the times of Shabbat and Nevu, like, Haruch HaKodesh, new insight, great ideas. But the Zohar says something very deep. It says this light that we light on Havdalah is a light that connects us to, or this light is connected to the light of Gehinnom, right? Negativity, the darkness, the hell, this type of thing. And the light that we light here sends a light to all the people who are in like Gehinnom, which is like hell, the dark place of the afterlife. And this light that we have right here, this light allows those people in the Gehinnom to see that the suffering that they're going to is really justice, and it's really a rachmanis, and it's really a love from Hashem, right? And so that process of suffering, of difficulty, whether it's hell in the next world or hell in this life, that light that we're putting creates this clarity that everything Hashem does is from a place of love, and everything is building us. So with that being said, let's start the party. And God willing, I said the right things, and only good things should come from what I said. Let's go. Notice also our cup is a clear cup. So that means the holiness of the wine that we sanctify with, everybody's able to see it, right? It's not just when you pour it, but even when I'm reciting the brachot, whether it's for Kiddush Friday night or for Havdalah, the ruknis, the holiness that comes from this sanctification, everyone's able to see. Kol sheshuato aseu v'Hashem Adonai chara. Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Haslichana.
Adonai Hatzlichana.
Ana Adonai Haslichana.